Important video. The Shoshone had a word for that, is the sunlight coming through Weber Canyon onto the top of Ben Lomond Peak. Of course, they didn't call it Ben Lomond Peak, Weber Canyon. John Weber, everything's named after the guy from Iowa, who was here very little, 200 years ago, to rape the fur. They were here to teach the French who's the savages. Fremont was hardly ever even here. Ever even here. The stuff I find on the side of the road blow your mind. Weber State. You lost your homework, Jared. Write your words 3 times in each your very best handwriting. That's the kids. So I'm headed up to do the play-by-play on Weber State football. I walk 7 miles each way on Saturdays from West Weber to 12. So Goya, that's the word, the Shoshone word. So the Idaho word for that, sunlight rushing down the face of the morning sunlight, that's the word Idaho. No, that's slang. That's what they thought it meant. They changed it. Ute, top of the mountain. Utah. No, that's what they thought it meant. Slang. So James Fremont, who calls himself the great Indian killer, who was here for, God, for 1 second, really. Peter Skin Ogden, who never set foot here. Captain James Brown, Brownsville, who was a crook. Miles Goodyear, crooked as hell, selling freaking all these early settlers deeds from the Mexico that they didn't even own. They were crooks. Peter Skin Ogden never set foot in Ogden. Well, in West Weber, neither did James Fremont. Kit Carson here. So we're going to name after one of the fur traders. The Shoshone here for 13,000 years. The wigwams are still there. I can show you where they're at. They taught my ancestor, Ralph Blanche, first one buried in the West Weber Cemetery, shot through the heart. By the way, he's buried in the same cemetery as Little Soldier, and all the natives, the Shoshone, they live in West Weber. So the early pioneers called it the Big Bend in the river, but there's a Shoshone word for that, for the sunrise, because that's the beauty. Looking across this on the ancient lake floor. They knew it was the lake floor. They all wintered here. They came out of the mountains in the winter. They took the U Trail. We used to go right over there, all the way out. Go ask Gib Thomas, my uncle, there in Warren. Go look at his collection. If you want to see his collection, when I was a boy, he was collecting it all. So was I. Some of that stuff I found, right over here, right where the creek comes down, right where they killed. There's a monument at Harrisville, Chief Cherokee, when Stewart murdered him after he smoked the peace pipe with Lauren Farr. Right there, we own that property down there. And then he's buried in the West Weber Cemetery. So you take our elder, we take yours. So the word has to be, that's what it's got to be, because that's what we are. It's the morning sunlight peeking through the canyons on the top of the beautiful mountain peaks, the silhouette of the mighty, mighty Wasatch. Wasatch. So Jim Bridger, who was here for a bit, they were going to name Ogden Bridger. Wyoming had a fit. Jim Bridger had a fit. So let's not make the mistake Ogden made and name it after someone who was never in Ogden. Goodyear was a crook. So was Captain Brown. So, these early settlers that came here, there were 12 families, including my family. So I think it should be named the Shoshone. We were famous for our tundra swan, our muskrat. They're all still here. They're not here now. They've been poisoned out. Big resting place right here on the marsh where the Delta runs in. It's been drained by this corporate mega dairy piece of shit. So that's millions of birds rested there. Millions, even when I was a kid. They destroyed all that, but that's what they were here for. They'd thaw the lake down and they would winter out here. This was all marsh. There were springs all over right here. We're in a very dry drought cycle post-Fukushima. So, but the marsh. The ducks. I have a decoy that's 4,000 years old I found in a cave in Little Mountain, And so they had a word for that too, Little Mountain, which meant literally Little Mountain. But this is the word I think, because this is what we know, us as Western Weber Countyans. We know this beautiful sunrise and the silhouette. In the evenings and the afternoons, these mountains go bright purple. The freaking sun glares on them. They're 10,000 feet off this lake floor. This ancient Lake Bonneville floor. So that's what I'll get the word. Look at this guy. Seriously, clear over, across the white line. What the hell? unbelievable. You know, probably texting, not paying attention. You know, gotta be careful doing what I do. I get way over. No chances. Take no chances. I don't. I get way over here in the weeds. No bike lanes, no sidewalk, no nothing. No bus, no nothing. So I get it. They're working 2-3 jobs to, you know, go and watch their television screen. Fox News, CNN, MSNBC, social engineering, to Obama because of Trump. That's forget about your community. So that's what we should name it. I'm headed up to the Weber State play-by-play. I walked 7 miles on Saturday each way to 12th and Washington from West Weber. Maybe it's longer than that because there's no bus. IRS has a bus during the week. That's as far as west you can get, and then I walk it. I like it, you know. But you know, I was given 2 months to live 8 years ago today. Went to the bone marrow transplant on 11/11/11. I get way over. So Goya, walking the native trails. This street wasn't even here till I was 11. So I think 71 they put it in. So that's what I think we should name it. The sunlight on the peaks and off the way. Now, I had a Shoshone word for it. I'll figure it out. I'll post it. Railroad across the causeway. Stay tuned.